Hello everyone, welcome to Sandwich Trading. In this video, we're going to build a custom dashboard in Sandwich and explore three of its most useful features: layout templates, linked instruments, and configurable data grids. By the end, you'll know how to create your own dashboard, add and arrange widgets, connect multiple widgets to the same instrument, customize grid-based widgets, and save your finished layout as a reusable template. Let's start from the portfolio menu. Under Dashboard, select Add Dashboard. Sandwich creates a new dashboard, opens it automatically, and lets us rename it straight away. I'm going to call this one Trading Workspace. You can rename it again later from the portfolio menu by hovering over the dashboard and selecting the edit icon. When a new dashboard is empty, Sandwich gives us two ways to get started. The quickest option is to choose one of the default built-in templates. Alternatively, we can build the dashboard ourselves by opening Add Widgets and dragging individual widgets into the workspace. For this example, I'll choose the multi-instrument trading template. This is what our starting template looks like. These red and blue groups you see is how you link instruments. We will look into them in a bit. Remember that this template is only a starting point. We can still move, resize, add or remove widgets after applying it. So let's do exactly that by selecting some widgets from the widget panel. At the top, there's a search field for finding a widget by name. We can also filter the list using all, trading, charts, or portfolio. You can drag a widget and drop it anywhere on the dashboard. Docking guides help us place it beside, above, below, or as a tab alongside another widget. Custom dashboards also allow multiple instances of the same widget type, so we're not limited to one chart, one order book, or one trade ticket. We can add as many instances as our workspace requires. Now let's look at linked instruments. Instrument-aware widgets can be grouped using a combination of a color and an instrument. Every widget assigned to the same color follows the same instrument selection. Select the link icon beside the widget's name and choose a color from the menu. Alternatively, on an unlinked widget, we can select the color directly from the link widget view in the middle of the widget. Once a color is assigned, that widget becomes part of the corresponding color group. After choosing a color, there are four ways to select an instrument for a group. The first is the Select Instrument button displayed in the middle of a linked widget when its color does not yet have an instrument. The second is the Inline Instrument Selector directly beneath the Widgets tab header. Select the current instrument or the Select an Instrument prompt to open the instrument selection window. The third option is useful when you want a cleaner dashboard. Open Options and enable Hide Instruments in Widgets. This removes the individual instrument selectors from the widgets and displays one compact selector for each active color group in the dashboard header. We can then manage the instrument for each group from one central location. The fourth way is through the watch list. In the multi-instrument trading template, the watch list starts without a linked color. When we click an instrument in the watch list, Sandwich displays a menu containing the color groups currently available on the dashboard. We can then choose which group should use that instrument. We can also assign the watch list itself to a color using the link icon beside its name. If the watch list is linked to blue, clicking an instrument no longer displays the color group menu. Instead, that instrument is immediately selected for the blue group, and all widgets linked to blue update together. As you can see, my chart, order book, and trade ticket on the left side are assigned to the red group. Now when I select an instrument for red, all three widgets update together. This makes it easy to keep a complete trading workflow synchronized while still using other colors for separate instruments. There's an important distinction between clearing an instrument and unlinking a widget. Open the link menu on a linked widget. Beside a color that currently has an instrument, you'll see a trash icon. Selecting that trash icon clears the instrument from the color group. Because the instrument belongs to the group, every widget using that color remains linked, but returns to a select instrument state. If we only want to remove this particular widget from the group, choose no link instead. The other widgets in the color group remain connected. Instrument selections are stored per dashboard. If I create another custom dashboard, it does not automatically inherit the instruments selected here or the hide instruments in widgets option. Templates can reproduce the layout, widgets, and color assignments, but each dashboard manages its own live color to instrument selections. Some dashboard widgets contain configurable data grids. These widgets display a settings cog in the upper right corner. Select the cog to open the grid configuration view. At the top of this view, we can also rename the grid. Select the edit icon beside its current name, enter a new name, and save the change. This lets us give different instances of the same grid clear, descriptive names based on their purpose. Depending on the grid, the available controls include various filtering, formatting, sorting, styling, and other settings that give you various customizing options for your widgets. When we select Save and Close, the new name and grid settings apply to this widget instance. They do not change the standard balances, orders, positions, or other tables elsewhere in Sandwich. The settings persist with this widget when the dashboard is saved and reopened. However, if we delete the widget and drag in a new instance from Add Widgets, the new widget receives its default name and configuration, so it must be customized again. In order to not lose it, I will save this template by clicking on Layout Templates, and then Save Current Template As. Let's just name it Trading Workspace again. If we modify a selected template, a small dot appears next to its name to show that the dashboard has diverged from the saved version. To see all available actions for your template, open its menu. Here you have your options to save. Save as, rename, or delete the user-defined template. However, these already built-in templates cannot be renamed, overwritten, or deleted. If we switch templates while there are unsaved changes, Sandwich will ask whether we want to save or discard those changes before continuing. And that's the custom dashboard workflow. We can begin with a built-in template or a completely empty workspace. Add as many widgets as we need. Link instrument-aware widgets through color groups. Select instruments directly or through the watch list. Customize individual data grids and save the finished layout as a reusable user-defined template. This gives us the flexibility to create anything from a focused, single instrument trading screen to a multi-instrument workstation or a dedicated portfolio and risk dashboard. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a profitable day.